Welcome everyone to CVTV right here, channelvisionmag.com. I'm Brady Hicks, an editor with Channel Vision Magazine, and today we have a very special guest for you guys. He is the Vice President, Business Development and Alliances with Xcitium. His name, Doug Bailey. How you doing today, Doug?
Doing great, Brady, and thanks for having me. Really looking forward to the discussion.
Well, Doug, I'm really looking forward to it and certainly learning a little bit more about Xcitium, which, as a lot of people may or may not know, went under a different name for a little while. Could you tell us a little bit about Xcitium and what sort of problems does it solve that maybe aren't being addressed in the market today?
No, it's a great question. And I think to start with is we're actually 7.5 years old from a technology perspective, 3.5 years old from a company perspective, and made the decision to make the name change from Komodo to Xcitium because we're really excited about what we're offering to customers and partners alike. We're basically turning the whole cybersecurity paradigm upside down. If you take a step back and look at what we've been doing for the last 20 or 25 years with cybersecurity, we've basically been chasing our own tails. You know, it's the dog chasing its tail. The cybersecurity malicious actors have been ahead of us at every turn, and we're continuing to fall further and further behind. 450,000 new malware variants created every day now. You know, it's an impossible task to stay up with it. So what we did at Xcitium is we took a step back and said, instead of being reactionary to the malicious actor, let's figure out another way. And that other way was we determined that there's only a handful, a discrete number of first actions that a malicious actor takes once they land. And the commonality with each of those is that each one of those is an API to the operating system. So what we did is we said, we know what their first step is. So we can't get in the mind of the actor. We can't stop people from clicking on malicious links. We can't keep up with vulnerabilities. There's so many things we can't do. What we can do is stop that first step. So what we do is we create a virtual container that looks just like that API. It's a very thin container. It basically has no substance, but on the inside, it looks just like that API. So anything that's unknown, we say, point it to the virtual container, create that. Don't let it access the actual operating system and real files and real memory. And we'll keep it in that until we determine whether it's malicious or not. So we're the first vendor to actually apply zero trust to the cybersecurity problem. If you think about all the detection methodologies today, including EDR and XDR and all those different things, they block the bad, they allow the good, but they also allow anything unknown. We apply zero trust, and we still allow the good, block the bad, known. But if it's unknown, we create a virtual container that looks like the API that process or file or procedure or code is trying to access. And we allow it to go through its motion, thinking it's in the wild, that it's accessed the API, but when in fact it's contained, and we can, if we determine it's malicious, we can keep it contained and not allow it to access anything production. So in pretty much every way, we're the first application of zero trust to solve the cybersecurity problem.
That's interesting, and I totally get how frustrating cybersecurity can be for a lot of people. That makes total sense. What sets Xcitium apart from other MDR, managed detection and response, and EDR, endpoint detection and response offerings?
It's a great question, and it's one of the questions we get very frequently. So we hear a lot from EDR vendors, or from EDR customers, as a matter of fact, that the biggest issues with EDR today is the fact that because they stream so much data and because they have these very loosely tuned analytics, that there's a tremendous number of false positive alerts created, which basically just inundates and overwhelms the SOC. And so now you have this very expensive solution because you have the endpoint protection suite, you have the EDR, and now you either have to expand your SOC or you have to go to an MDR vendor to handle all those false positives. And it becomes really expensive. It becomes really inexact. And to a large extent, it prices a major part of the SMB and mid-market, and even the lower end of the enterprise out of that. Most of those folks can't spend $100, $150 per endpoint for a methodology that doesn't even prevent the ransomware.
Doug, you mentioned earlier about zero threat, and I was wondering specifically, what sort of an impact does Xcitium's zero threat have on the channel?
It has a tremendous impact on the channel. So it's enabling a whole group of customers that they can access that the EDR and MDR vendors are just too expensive to access. And then when you start looking at the cost of operations and simplicity of operations, because Xcitium Zero Threat is so explicit as opposed to generating all the false positives, you have a much lower cost, you have a higher revenue opportunity, a bigger market, bigger margins. I mean, it's a win-win-win across the board, and we're just excited to expand our market presence with our partners and enable them and get out there with them for the wins.
Burning question, I think, on a lot of viewers' minds is, how does Xcitium work with its partners?
That's a great question. So we have a very broad program. We call it the Accelerator program. And what we've done is we've created a channel portal with all of the co-marketing capabilities, all of the content, the enablement. We have a vice president of revenue enablement just for the partners that's building out content and organization. We have a tremendous investment in making them successful. And we know 100% that when you work with channel partners, there has to be success on both sides. And when you do that 1 + 1, it truly equals 3.
Well, it sounds like there's a whole lot of reasons to get excited about Xcitium as we kind of move forward. Doug, if people want more information, maybe some resources online, where can they go?
Xcitium.com is, when we changed the name, we brought everything over. So go to our website. There's places to look at content. There are places to ask questions. There are places to have sales respond to you, and we'll respond very quickly. And I want everyone that listens to know that the key to our success is making our channels partners successful. So we're with you 100%. So please reach out to us. And the first thing I'd ask them all to do is ask for a demonstration of it, because it's a 15-minute simple demonstration and the light bulb will go on. People will say, yeah, our customers need this.
Hey, I mean, a demonstration can't hurt, it's a great opportunity for people. Doug, thank you so much for the time today.
Brady, it's been great. Thank you. And look forward to meeting you in person one day.
Yes, I definitely am hoping we'll be able to do something with that. And while you guys are online checking out Xcitium and all the exciting developments that they have going on for the channel partner and more, don't forget to also visit channelvisionmag.com. You'll be able to see archives of CVTVs and podcasts and webinars and just great content available right there for your disposal online. That's at channelvisionmag.com. And with CVTV and Xcitium, I'm Brady Hicks. Everybody take care.